Hola, hola, hola amigos, soy la super comadre Claudia de RadioCristalUSA.com. ¿Cómo están todos? I know that we've been through a lot this week already and it's only Tuesday. But I just wanted to begin with thank you so much for connecting. Thank you so much for listening, liking, sharing, watching, subscribing, because you can find us on all social media platforms from Facebook to YouTube, all the way to LinkedIn to Instagram. So we're here for you. I'm La Super Comadre Claudia of RadioCrystalUSA.com. And don't forget to watch my show anytime you want to. You can go back to our Facebook page or YouTube. And also you can listen to it live today on www.radiocrystalUSA.com. And on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, the show repeats at 10 o'clock in the morning and again at 10 o'clock at night. All right, so what's been going on with La Super Comadre? Well, as you know, I work in education, and I just wanted to share a quick little story. And I want to know if my super comadre Liliana can pull up a picture. It's a picture of a candy. It's a little teeny tiny little candy that's called Kinder Bueno Mini. And the significance of this little candy is that on Monday, I had forgotten my lunch at school, and I was in charge of a number of kids who needed some supervision for lunch. And I stepped into the role, but I had forgotten my own lunch because I was too busy getting ready for the hurricane on Monday night that I didn't get a chance to get my stuff together. So as I was watching the kids eat and making sure they were okay and that they were throwing away their trash and this and that, one of the kids said, "Hey, Miss Macias, what did you bring for lunch? Did you bring anything for lunch?" And I said, "You know what? I totally forgot. I was getting ready for the hurricane, and I went to bed late, and I didn't get a chance to put my lunch together." This little boy, and I won't say his last name because I can't, but his name is Ronan. He reached into his lunchbox. He gave me some dried mango, some dried fruit of some sort besides the mango. And then he gave me some little crackers, and he gave me this little chocolate. And I almost came to tears because this is a little kid. It's a little boy. And I think about all of us adults when we grow up and who we become. And who we become is impacted by the adults that are around them. And it was just something to see that, you never know when kids are paying attention and what they're paying attention to. I can only imagine the home he comes from. I can only imagine what he's learned from others to be giving and to give. I mean, he literally gave me from his own lunch bag just to make sure that I had something to eat. And I took it, and I know we're not supposed to because of COVID and all that, but I said, I'm going to clean my hands with hand sanitizer. I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it away in my lunch bag. Well, in my bag, my purse. All I had was my purse. And I was so thankful. And I just wanted to share this message to anyone who works with kids, or maybe they have kids of their own, or maybe they're a madrina, una abuelita, una tía. Just know that you never know what these kids are picking up. And what they give and what they share later is a reflection of what they learned from the adults. So I just wanted to share that with you because you never know. And especially with times like now when we're getting out again, we're going to the grocery stores trying to make sure that we get everything we need for a hurricane. And sometimes people lose their cool. We need to hold on to our cool because you never know who's watching, especially those little eyes, those little ears that are watching the adults on how we treat each other, how we respond to one another, because what we do is what they will do to someone else. All right, so welcome to La Super Comadre Claudia radio and visual show, because it's not just radio, but we're on all social media platforms, making sure that we reach out to you with amazing guests, amazing super compadres and super comadres. But I first will also want to check in with my amazing station manager, producer, singer, you name it, she does it, and she's really good at it. So where is my super comadre Liliana?
Hey, I'm right
here.
Woo! ¿Cómo estás, comadre? How are you?
I'm doing good. ¿Cómo estás tú?
Ay, pues aquí bien contenta.
En las nubes, ¿verdad? Pues me vas a decir por qué estás en las nubes.
I'm walking on the clouds.
He's walking on sunshine. Oh. She's
Yeah.
walking on cloud nine. Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm always gonna make a little song for anything and anyone. So I was gonna have you ever had a moment like that where someone gives you something, and especially someone so young, and how did it touch you?
Yes.
What was that like?
Actually, I was teaching pre-K. It was a little pre-K girl who told me that it was getting colder, and I didn't have a sweater with me.
Uh-huh.
I left it in the car.
Yeah.
And it was school was getting cold. I mean, the room was getting so cold, and my hands were so cold. It
Uh-huh.
was before the COVID, of course,
Yes.
and we used to hold hands and make
Aw.
circles and everything. I mean, touch was nothing.
Yeah.
So she touched my hands because we were making a circle, and she touched me and she said, "Oh my God, you're so cold, Miss Lily. You're so cold." And she brought
Aw.
her sweater. She brought it. And it was so
Oh.
tiny. It was so tiny. She told me to wear it. I could wear it.
Oh my
I mean, of course it wasn't. I wasn't. It was not gonna fit. And I told her, "Oh, thank you." So I put it on. I didn't. Of course, I didn't. I could not even put my hand through one sleeve. So I just covered my
Oh.
back. I covered my back, and she was so happy that I put it on, and I had it, and she said, "Oh, it looks like a cape." And so I wore it. I wore it the entire class. And
Oh.
that was something I'll never forget. It was
Yes.
so cute and so thoughtful for them.
For
Um,
someone that age. I mean, a pre-K student is what, 4?
4.
I mean, they've barely been out of the womb for 4 years. And for someone like that age,
Yeah.
that tiny, that innocent, to do that, I mean, gosh, I mean, that's exactly what we need to continue modeling, because someone modeled that to her, or someone did that to her, make sure she felt okay. And she did that to somebody else who is their teacher. And in the end, we all are teachers, no matter. I mean, maybe you didn't go to college to become a teacher. Maybe that's not your oficio, right? But if you are around a child at some point, you're always going to be some type of teacher, because they're going to be learning from
Right.
us.
They're looking up to us,
Yes.
whether it's good or bad, what we're doing,
Mhm.
they're looking up to us. So
See.
please be careful on what you're doing, saying, or showing. I mean, your body language talks too. So be
Yes.
careful what you do.
Yeah, because they absorb it and they do it and they
Mhm.
learn it.
That's right.
So, oh
Comadre,
my
comadre,
gosh.
comadre, comadre, comadre. Tell me who your special guest is.
Oh my gosh. I'm super excited to bring back a super comadre from the past. And she is an amazing, amazing community leader. She is a mover and a shaker. She is one that's all about business and making business happen, especially small businesses, with the organization that she's with, which is NHPO. She's the president and she's a chair. She's none other than Ilsa Garcia. And I
Woo!
cannot wait to bring her on so that we can share what's going on with Hispanic Heritage Month. Where were you on 9/11? We're going to talk about that.
Wow.
How are we with the hurricane, post hurricane, and knowing that we're at the peak of the season? I mean,
That's
the moment they announced it, this is hurricane season peak. Y huemo salió Nicolas
Nicholas, yeah, the
de
tropical
la nada,
storm. Uh-huh.
and then at the end, we're going to talk a little bit about love in the time of COVID-19. And
That's
it's and I'm playing off the name of a book, Love in the Time of Cholera. Do you
Oh,
remember that
that's
story?
right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so there's
Amor, Amor en tiempo de cólera. Es un libro. Sí, cierto.
cholera. Sí, entonces that title has been used a lot during COVID. Like, there is a group I belong to on Facebook. It's called Teaching in the Time of COVID-19. So there's a lot of spin-offs to that book title, Love in the Time
That's
of
right.
Cholera. So I'm
That's
gonna
right.
end.
And before we continue, we have to talk about our
Uh-huh.
sponsors too. And you just
Yes.
reminded me of remember when well, the time of war, when we were in
See.
times of war, we had a baby boom,
Oh,
right?
yes.
They're thinking there's gonna be a baby boom.
Really?
Yes, this year.
You mean
because of COVID.
oh, the
Everywhere was
COVID
closed.
boom.
The COVID boom. Yes.
So there was love in the time of COVID.
Yeah, there was a lot of love during COVID. So, all right, comadre, before we have Ilsa Garcia on screen, we have to thank our sponsors. Thank you for being part of Radio Crystal USA for a long time, and we want to thank you for supporting us and for supporting La Comadre and Liliana Elizondo. Thank you for being with us for 5 years on air. Ya casi, oye,
Yes.
llevamos para los 6 años, comadre.
Ya vamos a primer año. Estamos en kinder de 5 años, ¿verdad? Ahora vamos a pasar a primer grado.
Ok, here they are. Aquí están nuestros patrocinadores.
All right.
Aroma Mexican Artisan Kitchen. Patrón Grill. Alma Latina. Our picture of the day. San Miguel Benhall. Estudiemos juntos, USA. Feliz Music. Insure to Go. Awesome Maid Service. Samsa Global. Crystal Studio Productions.
So
Wow,
many
thank
amazing
you.
sponsors. Love it. And what I love the presentation of it. We have everything from Bamsa Global to the maid service.
And
You know what?
I talked to them today. I just talked to Bamsa Global today, and they're also partnering with more lawyers, and they're going to offer accident services.
Oh,
So I have to get with them, and then I'll tell you more about it.
all right. Because
So, who's your special guest now?
pues vamos a ver. Let's bring on my super comadre, Ilsa Garcia.
Woo-hoo!
Hello, everyone.
Woo! She's coming. There she is.
Here I am. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you so much, Anna, for having me on the show. I me encanta. I always come. I love coming on to this show because it's so informative, and you ladies have such a great spirit. And I love the stories that you were talking about right before I came on, and how people are so selfless, nowadays, and especially children. And I love to hear those stories, Claudia, because nowadays we tend to see, kids with COVID, they seem to have to stay away from a lot of interaction with everyone, right? So to see them to actually, now, what the funny thing is, and I'll be really brief on that, is that kids don't notice when it's good or bad. Cuando algo es malo, when they have so much love in their heart that recently I was at HEB before this chaos of the storm, and this little kid kept on waving at me and her, and so and the mom was trying to push her away, and I said no, not, she's not bothering me. And then I see we kind of checked out, and right before she left, she hugged me. She hugged me.
Aww.
I didn't know if it was okay to hug her back because COVID, your the parents, but my mask on, and I gave her a quick hug, and I said bye, and she said bye, and I thought to myself, what? Like that was the cutest thing ever. Out of nowhere, this little girl just kept on saying hi, and I kept on saying hi, and so it's like they're so lovable. Children are just. I don't have any children, but I always say that kids get a really bad rep sometimes, because the parents sometimes are like, oh, she or he misbehaves, and I'm like, they're angels.
But you make an amazing madrina. You make an amazing tia. You are there 100% for the kids around you, your nieces and nephews. So,
Yes.
and like I was in my own girls, like I was telling Liliana, we are all, whether we have the title of educator or not, we're all teachers. We are always, who we are is what the kids are going to pick up around us. And this, when my girls are with me and they're around people like you, people like Liliana, people like, women that are just, so amazing and giving and fearless and just walk the walk of leadership. I mean, that's exactly what I want my girls to be and to emulate and to give back and to give that hug when it's needed, when we're ready, when we're all can give hugs, right?
Yeah.
And y darle la mano a alguien when it's needed, whether it's a shoulder to cry on, whether it's someone needs una manita financially, or someone needs mentorship. That you guys are like mentors. You guys are teachers. We all are mentors and teachers at some point, whether the child came out of us or not, or was given to us or gifted to us or not. That's the way it is. So
Great story. I was happy to hear that from you, Liliana. And I said, well, I need to share this. It was so small and quick, but it was quite, it catches your attention. It wakes you up from that daily routine that we're on, that constant thinking of what if, what's next. So
yes, especially right now. I mean, we're bombarded with still being safe with COVID, now dealing with, impending hurricanes, and then, and just, ganándose el pan de cada día, making sure that we get.
So
Yeah. So I wanted some of the topics. So tomorrow kicks off Hispanic Heritage Month. And we talked a little bit about that earlier, but I want to turn the question around to you, Ilsa, is, when you hear Hispanic Heritage Month, what does that signify to you? What meaning does this celebration, this honoring have to you? And for those that may say, well, why do we need that? We don't need to be celebrating that. We're all Americans. So let's, and I wanted to see how we could tackle that, to share our perspectives, but I want you to share your story, the significance of Hispanic Heritage Month, and also what's the best response when you are confronted, or when you do hear the message of, why do we need to single out? Why do we need to have the celebration?
well, the importance. I mean, how it is to celebrate everyone, and we do on a daily basis. We come across all races. Um, I was in a meeting. Somebody said, and we were all in agreement. Diverse cultures, and sorry.
Oh,
Let's see. Are we back on?
yeah, you're still here. I can hear you. There you go. There you go.
And so, how diverse we are, Claudia, in the city of
Mhm.
Houston. And one of the things that I felt like whenever that came to the conversation, why Hispanic heritage? And we have so many leaders and so many icons in Hispanic. When we talk about, just do not talk about the Mexican community. We talk about the Hispanic
Mhm.
community all over, from Salvadorian, Hondureños, Ecuadorians, Venezolanos.
Yeah.
We have such a rich community in the form of being Hispanic. And we
Mhm.
have so many icons out there that, from Dolores Huerta, from Cesar Chavez. I mean, we celebrate what they have brought to our communities, the leadership that they've shown to bring us to where we at now. And why not celebrate that? In this meeting, a lady said, well, her daughter in her class, they talked about Selena, being an icon,
Mhm.
and we grew up during the Selena, explosion. We were radio during the Selena explosion.
Oh yeah.
So to them, she had a birthday party, and it was a Selena birthday party. And so to me, I thought to myself, like, we were actually adults, grown up, understood that this, who we saw on TV, became an icon to these little
Mm.
girls, boys, and so we
Yes.
actually lived in her era, and so how exciting is that, and how to celebrate the accomplishments of the Hispanic community, and we celebrate accomplishments from all over, all diversities, all ethnicities, races. I mean, we celebrate, but we take a time from September to October month to celebrate these accomplishments by the Hispanic community. And when somebody asks you, well, why do y'all do that?
Yeah.
I always respond and say, well, why not? Why not? Why not celebrate something that we truly feel in our hearts deserves that celebration? You know, we have many other celebrations in Houston and in our lives, but when we see people in the Hispanic culture accomplishing big things, and you know, Claire, another thing is, well, you know, do everybody does these amazing things, and that's why we celebrate it from the smallest accomplishment of completing your high school diploma. Well, it's a cute accomplishment, but to completing your college degrees, you know,
Mhm.
why not everything that you know? It's not. It's not tasked to do certain things. So why not celebrate? And why do y'all say that? I always say, well, why not? And these accomplishments as I was showing you in your friends or whoever you celebrate this.
So true. I love what you said. Why not? That is a great response, because you're absolutely right. To see the trajectory of someone like Selena become an icon, and then 20 something years later, her music is still there. Many young people, my own kids, your nieces and nephews, get a chance to then understand and know the accomplishments of someone like her, who looks like them, who
Exactly.
probably, you know, and that is just so needed. I like that. I like that. Why not? That's what I'm gonna. Can I borrow that?
You can have it.
Okay, I'm gonna borrow. I'll say it's yours, but I wanna borrow that. So
It's
speaking of Hispanic heritage and accomplishments, I do want for you to share a little bit about an amazing accomplishment, a number of accomplishments, because we see you out there, we see you, supporting, we see you leading, and a lot of people don't always know the story behind you, and some of these opportunities that helped propel you to stand on shoulders of giants, to then turn around and be those shoulders for someone else. So I remember a while back, during my Passion Project speaker series, you shared a little bit about being a student, and you had this opportunity to get a scholarship. And then now you're part of that organization that has given so much to you, and now you're giving back. Can you share a little bit about that opportunity and where you're at with that organization?
for sure. I love that because because things haven't changed. You know, many years ago, sometimes we feel like we don't have without no opportunity or
You know what? Real quick, Comadre. Is there a way to maybe situate your phone or your the sound, because it's a little choppy? I
sure.
don't know if you could. Okay,
Let's
let's
see.
see if you could. Because it's coming in and out a little bit, and I want to make sure that everybody can hear, because you have such an amazing story. I don't know, maybe turning off the Bluetooth if you have Bluetooth on, or if making sure that there are any other connections, or that you're connected.
I think this should work
Okay. Yes.
better.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes. Much
Uh,
better. Okay. All right. Because I don't want them to miss this
right.
amazing story about you in high school and this opportunity you had.
Sure. And so many years ago, and still now, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo provides scholarships for those that qualify. And all you do is fill out this application. And currently, right now, you can log on and download this application. And for your students, you have to be a high school senior ready to graduate in this upcoming year, 2022, in order to qualify for these scholarships. Many years ago, I filled out that application and won a scholarship to the from the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, which assisted me all my education, assisted me just pushing me through and helping me complete my dreams. So I went back years ago, 7 years ago. I went back to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo and became a volunteer, and that is how I give back in the way of thanking them for helping me complete my dreams. So I go back and currently I serve on various committees. I But most importantly, I serve in the Go Tejano committee as the vice chairman for the fashion show. So for the past years, I've put on a fashion show event that has made more than $100,000 that goes towards scholarships for the upcoming and the future college students.
Wow. So now you're back with the people that gave you that opportunity. When they see you, when they know this story, what is some of the feedback you get? Because what is it like for this organization to say, hey, mira, we got someone that's coming back and giving back after she received from this organization?
So luckily, there is a program there for alumni to actually speak, and it's really helpful for me to tell the story because, like me, there's many kids right out there right now that are thinking, how am I going to make it? How am I going to pay for what's my next step? Or should I even continue pursuing something like this because they don't give us an opportunity, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
I'm here to say that you need to continue, follow your dreams and your goals. And most importantly, keep up with your education. When we were little, and I say this quite a lot in my talks, Claudia, is
uh-huh.
that I remember when we were little, we had one job and one job only. And it was to go to
Mm-hmm.
school, to get good grades, to pass your classes,
Yeah.
and that was what we
Yeah.
did. I know that things now are different, and many kids have to work to help out around the house, right? But I always say, make it your priority to not, get distracted by now it's so easy to get distracted by Netflix, Hulu's, tablets, video games, that you tend to put those in the forefront of what
Mm-hmm.
you after school. I always advise the kids and say, you know what, continue volunteering. Find an organization. I was a Girl Scout. I was a brownie and I became a Girl Scout.
No, I'm not. Okay, this is new.
And so I remember very simple. So my mom would, we were low income family.
Uh-huh.
And so there was a church that you can take your kiddos to. It was here on Broadway, and you can take the kids, and they had the program for the brownies. And so my mom took me and she bought me the brown uniform. And then from there went on to
Oh.
Girl Scout. And so, and that's amazing because I always say this, Claudia. I mean, I could not say this enough. My parents did not speak English. I have two older sisters that are amazing. And, as a child, there's no excuse for us now to say, oh, I couldn't do it because I don't know how.
Yeah.
We did it, and we did it by ourselves because my
Mm-hmm.
parents couldn't check my homework. They did. My mother
Yeah.
did it, but my mom knew that we had homework.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
she knew that we had to have. If you come home and you were watching TV or playing around and you didn't open up a book, she knew something was wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
You know.
yeah, so it's a two-way street that I see now. Like the
Yeah.
parent has to be very invested in the child, and the child has to be invested in their education as well. And the reason I say that is
Yeah.
because at the end, in your senior year, all this will count.
Oh
You see
yes.
right now as a ninth grader or an eighth grader, and you say, I'm not going to do that. I'm here to tell you that when you get to the 12th grade, you're going to write down every single thing
Everything.
from the moment that you go and help at a food bank to you being a Girl Scout, a Boy Scout, or you helping your brothers and sisters, or staying after
Mm-hmm.
school and why. That is going to count for you. That is going to, and then it's not only going to count, it's going to make you a better person. So
Yes.
my
Yes.
advice
And
out there.
that is exactly what we're honored. When we talk about Hispanic Heritage Month, it's honoring all those opportunities, all the people that open that door at the church for the Girl Scouts, your mom, the honoring the work of your mom and your dad to make sure that they provided for you to be able to do the things that you've done. I mean, everything from the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo to getting that scholarship. You've traveled. You've been to so many places around the world. Your work, having gone to college and graduated, and your work taking you to different countries. I mean, it's just been an amazing journey that you have, and also the reconocimientos So I just want you to touch base, because you are when you step into these organizations, when you step into a leadership institute type program, which I want you to touch a little bit on. I mean, how many people that look like us can you count on your hands? You know, there might be a handful. And you're there leading the pack. You're there paving the way for other Latinitas, Latinas, you know, women, men, Latinos, Hispanic, from whatever Hispanic heritage they are, to then be able to follow in the path that you're creating. And so just speak a little bit about this latest, I guess, como se dice, nomination, or where you were recommended to step into a leadership institute that is happening right now, that you just went to the retreat over the weekend. Can you share a little bit about that and what that experience was like so far?
Sure. And I'm very honored to be part of all this. And, I said this earlier this morning through our NHPO show this morning, that, it is a blessing to have mentors by your
Mhm.
side. You never know who you will meet in life and who will become the person to guide you or
Yes.
recommend you or just put you on the right path. And so that's why I always say to people as well, be very open-minded when you meet people. Networking has been a blessing, and to me, networking has opened so many doors that I never knew existed. And so,
Mhm.
as Claudia was mentioning, I am honored to be part of Class 40 of one of the a premier leadership institute known as Leadership Houston, where many, many community leaders have graduated from and have gone on to do amazing things for the city of Houston. And so, I am honored to be in Class 40, and I could have not have done this or be there without the push of many of my
Mm.
mentors.
Mhm.
And so I'm very excited to be part. And this past weekend, we kicked off the retreat. And it was such an amazing, one of the things, Claudia, that I mentioned to you, and I mentioned, I think, to many that I saw, is that there are times in our lives where we think this is it, right? We think
Mm.
this is it for us. I mean, we're not going any further. This is it. Like, you've done it all. You have arrived. There's no way other than there it is. And then you
Mm.
get thrown into these situations where people just surprise you. I mean,
Yeah.
I people were opening their mouths, and I was just like, oh my God, I was in complete awe of them, because they have these ideas, they have this different way of speaking, they have different words I haven't used in years. And so to me, I know, I was like, okay. And then and then it's so easy for us to get intimidated by that. But you
Mhm.
know what? It's where you start. It's something very amazing. It's
Yeah.
that that you have arrived in a place where it's okay to speak up. It's everything that you have learned for how many years of life you have lived, adult life that you have lived, that it all comes together and you say, guess what? I think I know that too. I think I can help you with this, and it just becomes, not only are you in awe of them, but they also are in awe of you. So
Mhm.
it was quite
Mhm.
an experience, and I'm very blessed to be part of that.
And and it is, you've been sharing with us, and as part of your
Mhm.
board, it's an honor to be, with you and working with you and supporting the mission of NHPO, and then you also taking that with you into this, Leadership Houston. Now, let me ask you this: you said yourself, like, you get to the point in your life where you think, like, this is it, I got this, this is where I'm at, I have arrived. But you're right about that. It's never over. The arrival, it should never happen. It should not, if you're comfortable, that means that something needs to kind of move. And what I want to ask you now is, you've gone through the retreat over the weekend. You've had some really great, activities, interactions. So far, what has been one thing that you've taken away already, that you learned about yourself, and then you're realizing, yeah, this is not it. There's something else. There's something I'm working on. There's something I learned about myself. What is one thing that you've already taken away from the Leadership
Uh,
Institute?
the way that you speak to people, I mean, that has been such an important um, lesson for me. And we hold many leadership positions throughout our lifetime, and not only as president of boards, or it could be something simple as part of your part a church group. It can
Mhm.
be something simple as your core friends, but how you are as a person, it really represents who you're with as well. That's something that I've learned that was just so impactful to me. The way that you speak and the way that you feel and the way that you make others feel is such a motivator. You never want to make somebody feel like they failed at something, and we
Mm.
all have a tendency to do that, to be
Yeah.
see somebody and say, oh, you didn't do it right, or make them
Mm.
feel they didn't do their that's something that I never want to do. And I don't know if
Mhm.
I've ever have done that before, but that is something that I learned this weekend, was how you lead is with I lead with feelings. And so that is something that came out on a test. I lead with feelings,
Mhm.
having empathy, having the having somebody on your board that tells you, listen, I cannot for this reason, and you being able to say, talk to me, let's talk
Mm.
about this, let's talk, without you reacting and saying, you're out of here, you're a failure, you can never do something. Those
Mm.
are the things that I never want to be. I never That is not true leadership. True leadership, you lead with empathy. You want to know who your people are, want to know who sits side by side with you. And in the long run, when you get to know them, not only work together, but you will make amazing things together. And so that is what I have encountered with NHPO.
Wow. So, if there is anything to learn, I know that I'm going to learn from you, because I do see you as someone, as almost, I know I'm a little older, but I still see you as a mentor, because I myself, as an educator, by my career choice and my certifications and what have you in education, I've always shared this with all the teachers that I trained. Every training that I would begin with, I would always begin with yoga, but I would always begin with, the best teachers are the ones that remain students. If you remain
Right.
a student of life, if you remain a student of your choice, your career choice, then you will be so much better every year as an educator. And so seeing that, seeing what you're going through and what you're learning about yourself and what you're learning about the things you want to do, the things you don't want to do, that in itself is true leadership. To be able to step back and have an immense self-aware of yourself, and what you bring, what energy you bring, what vibe you bring, and leading. And when you said that, one thing that came to mind was, as a leader, we always think as a leader at the front, but of everything, which is typical. But leadership also being the person in the back, with always like in the back, like leading, but also being part of your group, because it's always, like you said, being empathetic. What you said just reminded me of a time when I was being trained and led and gone through a really extensive program to become a school leader. And one of the things that we had to learn about was ourselves, and really know why we're choosing to do this, leading a school. What is it that we bring to the table? What is it that we need to unpack to be able to go forward and be successful? So I'm excited to continue hearing about what you're going to receive, and then come back to NHPO and give to us and share, so that we can continue, like you said, whether you're there from a church group, or whether you're there with a nonprofit or your business, or you're coming back and using these tools with your community or your family, your friends, is how you are going to continue to elevate, NHPO, because you've already brought it like 5 steps, 10 steps above. And I can only imagine how much more, what else we're going to do, and where else we're going to continue going and growing together with you as taking the leadership role once again with NHPO this year. So I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. We have so many things coming up. And I guess this is the time to touch on that subject, on what we do have coming up.
Oh,
And
yes. Tell us.
yes. And so, well, first and foremost, we want to thank all our sponsors and vendors and everyone that always participates on our networking events. We've been so excited and blessed to always have so many supporters and members attend our events. The event that we had scheduled to kick off Hispanic Heritage Month on September 16 has been postponed. Postponed. Mother Nature said, "Not this time, NHPO." And so, which is fine. And we spoke about this earlier as well on our shows.
Yes.
That it's very difficult for us to postpone events because
Mhm.
we never want to do that, right? Because we know that people already have made, their schedules, their calendars, they've moved things around to attend. But unfortunately, due to this weather, we cannot network on the rooftop. It's kind of wet. It'll remain wet a few days, and so we don't want the priority. The priority of NHPO is to always have our guests, the safety of our guests, members, friends, family, everybody who attends, and that is our first priority. And so we have decided to not kick off Hispanic Heritage Month, but to wrap up Hispanic Heritage Month. So
Oh,
we'll be
I love the
back.
way.
We'll be back at the rooftop October 12th, on the rooftop of the Hilton Medical Plaza, and that's where we'll be at. And so October the 12th, it has moved, and so we'll be closing up an eventful Hispanic event. And so it'll be great. It's a whole month. It kicks off tomorrow, ends all the way till October 15th. But you'll catch us wrapping this up on October the 12th at the rooftop of the Hilton Medical Plaza. So this is also free to everyone. All
Yes.
professionals are welcome. All ethnicities are welcome. And so we want everybody to attend this great event. With an HPO, we value our small business members. We value all entrepreneurs, all our members, friends, supporters, vendors, sponsors that come to our event. So we want to see you. We have a great, amazing vendors already, that we have, as well as sponsors, all the raffle items that we have. And we are always so grateful and thankful because y'all make our event what it is. In May, we
Yes.
had 500 people attend. We had 300 and plus people attend our membership drive. And here we are. I mean, we are at another big event. Unfortunately, Mother Nature stepped in, but we don't, it's okay. It is
It's
okay.
okay. Yes. We'll be
We
back.
We'll be back. And
We'll be
so,
back. COVID didn't keep us down. We at some point were able to come back, and you and NHPO under your leadership and guidance too, made sure that we chose an outdoor venue,
yeah,
because we were going again into the rise of COVID again with this new variant, and then we quickly said, hey, what better place than to continue to create that ambiance for networking, for people to connect, for businesses to come in and elevate their missions and their businesses, profits, nonprofits. Then an open air place. Now, like you said, we got to be safe. We can't do it right now, but we are going to be back October the 12th. And I'm excited to continue to support here at RadioCrystalUSA.com to share the message of making sure that we come back on October the 12th, 6 to 9, in the medical center. And it's outdoors. And I love it because it's outdoors. It's on the ninth floor, so you get a nice little breeze.
yes.
And we're going to have those vendors out there, but we want to make sure it's safe. And, safe, Mother Nature safe, that we're okay. And also that we're there safe because it's open air. That way you're welcome to wear masks. And we're also going to have the hand sanitizer on hand. And it's going to be outdoors. What better place to do it than here in the medical center in October when we're wrapping up Hispanic Heritage Month?
And that is correct. Clara, we that was something that we as a board, the entire board of NHPO, we think about it. We say to
Mhm.
ourselves, where do we go next, right? Where do we
Yes.
go next? And so we know that uh, going outdoors is the best for us. Unfortunately, we have to sometimes look at the weather report, right? And so
Yes.
think about it this way: we'll be moving into October, and
Oh,
it's
it's gonna be
great
nice.
weather. So
Great weather. And we know, yes, October is the time when we're, getting crisp. It's a little breezier. Maybe we'll be wearing our boots and our scarves by then. Who knows?
who knows? I'm excited, though. I'm very excited that we are now a network October the 12th, bar 9 at the rooftop of the Hilton Medical Plaza. All our information, you will see our marketing come out. If you're watching us
Yes.
tonight, give us a like on the NHPO Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter under NHPO HTX. Follow us on every platform. Follow us on Instagram under
Yes.
NHPO HTX. Follow us. We're exactly on every social media platform. Give us a like, follow us. We're a great organization, and we are here for our small business community, our members, and every person, sponsors, vendors, and everybody who takes their time to come to our events, to network. We thank you.
Yes, yes, and we're always there. We're always a click away. And one thing I want to share too, Ilsa, is that before, like during COVID, you were doing the highlights on during the day 11, and then I was doing the business highlights in the evenings at 6:30. So we just kicked that off again. And if you want to speak a little bit about it, we just kicked it off again last week, and I highlighted Napoli's, because Napoli's is one of our big sponsors. He's always been there for NHPO, still there for NHPO, and now he is like our host. So we are doing a business highlight from NHPO every other Wednesday, and we just kicked it off. And then I just wanted you to share a little bit about that on behalf of NHPO as the chair.
Sure. I mean, this is such a great opportunity for our small business members, and it's a great opportunity for those entrepreneurs. Mike is the owner of Napoli's Wine Cafe, and it's located on Washington Avenue. And Mike came to us maybe about 8, 9 years ago to NHPO. Mary Klockner, one of the founders of NHPO, is a great friend of his. And so he started hosting NHPO back in the day. He was in downtown Houston. Now he's on Washington. And so it is such a great honor that we kicked off the highlights, that you, as the media chair, along with Angel Flores, another media chair, thought of this idea. Let's kick off this highlights and let's showcase all these amazing vendors, all these amazing entrepreneurs that we have in the city. And for those that are watching, please try out, give a like to Napoli's Wine Cafe. They have these amazing, not only do they have music and the greatest food and drinks there, I mean, it's quite amazing with a steak night, but NHPO will be there every other Wednesday. Claudia, La Super Comadre Claudia, will be hosting this event, highlighting small business members. And also after that, you get to unwind
Yes.
at the happy hour with Mike. Yes, at Napoli's, alongside of with many of our NHPO members, friends, and ourselves, the board that shows up to support. And there every other Wednesday, we let Claudia take over alongside our DJ Freddie, and they
Yes.
host a karaoke, and it's just a really great. We're so stressed nowadays with COVID, with going back to work, trying to catch up. Many people having to drop off the kids. I mean, it's just a run, right? So take the
Yes.
opportunity every other Wednesday to join us. Let's connect on that day. It's not a huge event like we usually do, but it's a time for you to
Very
get to meet us on
small.
a
Yes. Yeah, it's small, it's intimate. And again, Napoli's on Washington Avenue, two things there. They have a parking garage, and it's free. So, it's known around that area that you want to be careful where you park, because you might not find your car when you come out, but they have a parking garage, just like 3 floors, and it's free.
right.
Another thing is that Napoli's has an enormous wraparound patio. So again, NHPO always on top of, making sure that we are COVID say for those people that still want to make sure that they're healthy and what have you, and they're practicing distancing and being outdoors. Great patio out there. And so I set up my little studio out there, and I do my highlight, and then I join DJ Freddie B inside for some music and some food. And I'll tell you, there are all kinds of specials during the week, and we're going to be there on Wednesday, every other Wednesday with the highlight. So join us. We're going to be right there for you. So I'm going to be posting everything in the comments. And Ilsa, you too, you are so welcome to post everything that we need to post so that people can follow, like, share, subscribe to NHPO, to to know the mission, to become a member, and to come to our big networking events as well as our business highlight at Napoli's every other Wednesday. So I wanted to just, we're almost at the end. We only got like about maybe 9 minutes left. I can't believe. But I wanted to wrap up a little bit with a couple of words that are really just, that spoke to me. So words that you said during your journey, your life journey, and journey with, everything that you've done in life. Words that came to me from you were, you never know who is going to recommend you for something. You never know who is going to need to guide you. Be open-minded to networking. I think those words, that combination of words, and is so needed, especially for those that might be listening, that might be needing to do a career change, that might be stepping out of college or out of high school. You said networking, and that word is so needed, especially in la comunidad, Latina, because I don't know about you, but for me, I was taught that if you work really hard and you're really quiet and you do what you need to do, someone's going to notice it and let you know that you're doing a great job and you're going to get nominated or selected or moved up. But that's not the case.
It's a competitive world, Claudia.
Yeah.
Anything you do. And so, and not only in networking, not only in leadership, not only in school, the world itself is very competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And I share that sentiment where we say, we're here with our hearts, and we lead with our hearts, and we volunteer, and we do what we need to do for the community. We don't look for any recognition at all, but the world
Mm-hmm.
itself is competitive. And sometimes in this world, you do want to meet that person that will guide you
Yep.
to the correct, that path
Yeah.
that will take you to whatever it is that you're feeling and wanting to do. They'll guide you to
Yes.
it. That has always been
Yes.
so important in my life.
And that is so, so true. And it's almost like what I'm taking away is having that balance of, yes, you do need to work hard and know your stuff, but at the same time, you do need to put yourself out there and network. You need to kind of be your own billboard, your own marketing person, your own, branding person. And if you need some of that support, you and I know so many people out there, everyone from Connie Leon, who's with who started the Houston Latinas bloggers, who's now with Creativity Well. She's there. She's a person you could hire to help with your branding. Alicia, the style purveyor. She's my stylist which, by the way, she had my outfit ready, was going to get an outfit ready for this Thursday, but I'm going to move her to October the 12th. But she's another person that you can hire, both of those women who have been on my show, who have supported NHPO because they're business people. Get them to help you with your branding. So, it's always that combination of having a heart, leading with heart, and also putting yourself out there and looking for those mentors, those guides, and also working hard as well. Because when you show up and you're given that opportunity, you got to, you got to get in there and got to do your thing and show like, hey, I got this, or I can figure it out. You also said other words that came to me when you said, oh, the way you speak to people. I thought that really also touched me in a way and made me think about that, is making sure that you are cognizant of that, and how we do that, because in our actions too. I thought about our actions, the way we speak, and also the way our bodies speak, I guess, in a way that kind of came to mind as well. So I am walking away with so much from you today. Even though you come on to the show, every person that comes on is here to share for the listening audience, aside from, away from me. I am also a learner. And every time that someone comes on, I'm also learning. And so I'm honored to have you back. I'm honored to have you back as a mentor, as a fellow Latina, who's out there making things happen. And also another nomination you had, the G7. So I'm excited to hear a little bit about that too as we close up. What is the G7 and what is that reconocimiento that you got from them that's coming up this next month?
Well, actually, I received it last year in 2020, the G7, as the Advocate of the Year for the with Val Thompson and that organization. And so it's the Houston Trade Council that gives out this award. And so last year in 2020, I was honored to receive that award. But due to COVID, we did not have a gala.
Yeah.
They pretty much sent it to us. And so this year, on October 14th, there will be a gala. And again, I'll post that information below if anybody would like to attend. They're a great organization that also partner up with NHPO. And so they'll be having a gala, and there's still tickets and tables available for that. And so you're able to see the recipients of this year's 2021 awards. And I'll be happy to see who came after me after I received that prestigious award. So
well, congratulations. Congratulations on that, because again, you are leading the path. You're making the paving the way for so many other Hispanics, Latinas, Latinx, Latinos of all Hispanic heritage to be part of that, because you are at the table. And and if there isn't a chair, you bring your chair. And if the door is closed, you're gonna knock on it and find a way to get in. And I think that's I always, and that is such a lesson. And this is why Hispanic Heritage Month is so needed, is so why we need to do this, why we need to celebrate it, why we need to honor it, because there's so many people that came ahead of us to provide these opportunities that you're taking it, that you're able to be a part of, and then to turn around and make sure that others are there with that given, to be able to give that opportunity, or that aviso, or that o la mano, or la voz for someone behind you or next to you. So I thank you for doing that every day, leading at your own, our day jobs, your day job too. And then doing that with all of the different organizations that you either are a part of as a member, board member, or that you're a head of, that you're leading a board. So I thank you for all of that, because you are truly a model for so many people that watch you, that see you, that follow you, that subscribe to you and like you and follow you. So you have that. So you are the definition of walk the walk and talk the talk.
Thank you so much, Claudia, for inviting me and letting me have this platform for a whole hour. So thank you so much, and to Liliana as well. Y'all are such an amazing group, and I am the one that's blessed to know you guys. I mean, look at y'all. You're always doing amazing things, and you always kind of loop me into it, and I just appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Yes. And I know we ran out of time, but I want to come back and have another episode of Love in the Time of COVID-19.
That's a great
We ran out of time for this time.
3 hours for that.
Oh my God, exactly. We're gonna have to have 3 shows for that. One show for you, one show for me, and one show for Liliana, because Liliana, I want her to actually close up with some really good news. Love in the type of COVID-19. So she's gonna kick it off. But before she comes back to kick it off, I want to say hola and saludos to Estela Lopez, Sergio Hernandez, also Maritza Duran, who said, congratulations, Ilsa, and also one of our big NHPO official decor sponsors. So, and Estela Lopez, who's also a big supporter of NHPO, and we support her and everything that she's been putting on as well. And Sergio Hernandez, who said, hi, ladies. Hi, Sergio. So love in the time of COVID-19 as we close up, because Comadre Liliana, Ilsa and I are going to need our own show, about 3 hours each.
Yeah.
But I want to close with you. I want you to share the amazing news of what is going on with my super comadre Liliana. She's walking on sunshine. She's walking on cloud
You
nine.
see my smile?
Sonrisa de oreja de oreja.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
during COVID times, tell us what is during. You're going to kick it off. Love in the time of COVID-19. Share with us your special announcement and
Yeah,
show,
sí,
show us if you can.
hemos vencido al COVID. Okay. Okay, love has been this stronger than COVID. Eso es lo que ha pasado
Nice.
este tiempo. El amor ha superado todo. El amor, it gives you life, gives you energy. It gives you all you need to continue in this life. And I'm carrying something totally new for me on my
Yes.
On her finger. Woo!
yes, I said yes.
So she said yes. So my super comadre Liliana is now super comadre engaged.
Sí.
And I love how you said all you need is love because you're actually wearing a shirt by the Beatles.
Yeah.
All you need is love.
All you need is love. That's all you need.
So congratulations on that. I am super excited for you.
Thank you.
I mean, I've known you for so many years, since about 2006, 2007.
And I would like for you, comadre, and I'm going to say it in front of everyone. I would like for you to be my honor bride.
My
maid
what?
of honor.
Are you
Maid of honor.
serious?
Yes.
Oh my God. You know,
Well,
I've never been a maid of
I'm
honor
gonna
before.
have I cannot leave my sisters and my daughter out, so I'm gonna have 4 or 5 probably maid of honors. I cannot choose from all 5.
Oh my God. Well, I am super honored to be a maid of honor. I've never been a maid. I've been a bridesmaid, but never been of honor. And I'm super honored to be part of that. Whatever you need, as you know, we're here to
Mira,
support.
mi hija va a ser una. Mis 2
Aw.
hermanas otra. Mi cuñada otra y tú otra. So I'm gonna have 5.
Thank you. I am so honored, Liliana. I'm over the moon for you. I'm so happy for you. And this could have not come at a better time because it gives me hope.
Gives everyone hope.
It gives everyone hope that love wins, and como siempre me dicen, el amor llega cuando you least expect it, and you just kind of leave it to the universe. And the next time we get together, we're gonna have some stories of love in the time of COVID with Ilsa Garcia and I, and we're gonna just talk about what that looks like, and how I just take it day by day, and that's it. That's all I can do.
That's how it should be.
All I can do.
I take it year by year.
Year by year, day by day, however we need to make it happen.
Yes.
So, y que viva el amor.
Yes, and love right now is what we need, especially loving ourselves first.
Yeah.
Taking care of our own hearts, taking care of ourselves, and then the people immediately around us, our moms, our kids, and then once that's down, and once you have that, it just carries over to the work that we do, whether leading boards like Ilsa Garcia, myself being an educator working with students, being part of NHPO, to coming home and being an amazing human to either your parent that Ilsa, you are with, you are always there for your mom and doing everything that she needs, or me with my girls and doing my best to be the best human for them as well. And you, comadre, being there, with your daughter. You still have one daughter to raise and send off to the world. So I'm here. I'm so honored. I always like to share this with my guests, and I'm so honored to be on this planet at this moment, at this time, and to share this journey as we continue moving forward every day.
And I feel blessed having you in my life.
Oh, that's amazing.
So Ilsa, yes, that's me too.
Thank you for everything you give to the world.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And it's a final words before we close out.
I love it. How awesome was to hear this. Congratulations, Liliana. Yes, love conquers all. And I've always truly believe in that. Call us the romantic ones over here. But I think love conquers all. Love yourself. Love every little thing that you do in life. It matters. Anything that you do, you may think it's silly. You may think it's just not, what is there. But you know what? Everything that you do matters in life. And so own up to it, love yourself, and love everything that you do. If it's something doesn't bring you any more excitement or passion, let it go. Let it go. Life is too short for us to suffer. Life is too short for us to cry. So make the best of it. You know what? Cash in that don't worry. It's okay. Your savings will be fine. Go get you go somewhere where you've always wanted to go. That is how I'll leave this show. Have that one exciting day, that weekend in your life. It'd be just a road trip. It'd be just a trip to Cancun and back. Enjoy it. If you've ever wanted to go overseas, do it. COVID is here, but we must go on with our lives in the most safe way possible. And you know what? Life is too short. You see it every day. Life is too short not to just love yourself and just treat yourself.
That's right.
That's how I'll leave this tonight.
I love it. I love it. You heard it from Ilsa Garcia, mover and shaker, amazing community leader. You heard it from Liliana and myself. We're here for you. Love yourself. Take that trip. Buy that nice item that you want for yourself, because you are it. You came to this world by yourself, and there's nothing wrong with being
comadre, I would also say, use what you have in your closet that you haven't used for so long. Use it. Don't save it for a special date.
I like that.
Just do it. Use your best perfume. Use your best shoes to go to Walmart. Wherever you want to go, just use it. Don't wait for that date.
Every day is a special occasion. That's what I'm hearing. Love it. Well, I'm going to go pack my suitcase now, so I'm going to go. Bye. I'm inspired now. I actually am manifesting another trip. In my passport, I put a $100 bill, and I closed it, and I put it away, and I've already written it out. I wrote it on a little sticky note, and I put it on my wall at work. It says Claudia's manifestations. Claudia is manifesting, and then I have little sticky notes with things that I am manifesting. So
that's great.
Now I need to pack my suitcase.
Órale, vámonos.
Vámonos. Bueno, so this has been La Super Comadre Claudia from RadioCrystalUSA.com. I'm here with my Super Comadre guests, returning guests, Ilsa Garcia and Liliana Elizondo, who is a station manager, producer extraordinaire. And don't forget that you can like us, follow us, share us, view us, subscribe to us everywhere from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere, every social media platform. And don't forget to connect with NHPO. That we can see what we're doing to support small businesses and nonprofits, and make sure you connect and listen in on RadioCrystalUSA.com every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning, and again at 10 o'clock at night. Adios, cuídense y ámense. And don't forget to just breathe. Adios.
Hey, what? Just breathe in?
Dale un chanclazo, because all you can do is keep moving forward. Adios, amigos.
Adios. Bye-bye. That's a good one. I love it.
10, 9, 8, 7,